Was Ivan. So Ivan lost no time in going to the dragon, and the dragon said to him, "Go to my house and do me 3 tasks, and if thou dost them not, I'll devour thee." Now around the dragon's house was a large meadow stretching as far as the eye could reach, and the dragon said to him, "Thou must in a single night weed out this field and sow wheat in it, and reap the wheat and store it, all in this very night, and thou must bake me a roll out of this self same wheat, and the roll must be lying ready for me on my table in the morning." Then Ivan went and leaned over the fence, and his heart within him was sore troubled. Now near to him there was a post, and on this post was the dragon's starveling daughter. So when he came thither and fell a weeping, she asked him, "Wherefore dost thou weep?" And he said, "How can I help weeping? The dragon has bidden me do something I can never, never do, and what is more, she has bidden me do it in a single night." "What is it, pray?" asked the dragon's daughter. Then he told her. "Not every bush bears a berry," cried she. "Promise take me to wife, and I'll do all she has bidden thee do." He promised, and then she said to him again, "Now go and lie down, but see that thou art up early in the morning to bring her her roll." Then she went to the field, and before one could whistle she had cleaned it of weeds, and harrowed it, and sown it with wheat, and by dawn she had reaped the wheat and cooked the roll, and brought it to him, and said, "Now take it to her hut, and put it on her table." Then the old she dragon awoke and came to the door, and was amazed at the sight of the field, which was now all stubble, for the corn had been cut. Then she said to Ivan, "Yes, thou hast done the work well, but now see that thou doest my second task." Then she gave him her second command. "Dig up that mountain yonder, and let the Dnieper flow past the side of it, and there build a storehouse, and in the storehouse stack the wheat that thou hast reaped, and sell this wheat to the merchant barks that sail by, and everything must be done by the time I get up early next morning." Then again he went to the fence and wept, and the maiden said to him, "Why dost thou weep?" And he told her all that the she dragon had bidden him do. "There are lots of bushes, but where are the berries? Go and lie down, and I'll do it all for thee." Then she whistled, and the mountain was levelled, and the Dnieper flowed over the side of it, and round about the Dnieper storehouses rose up, and then she came and woke him that he might go and sell the wheat to the merchant barks that sailed by that way, and when the she dragon rose up early in the morning she was amazed to see that everything had been done which she had commanded him. Then she gave him her third command. "This night thou must catch the golden hare, and bring it to me by the morning light." Again he went to the fence and fell a weeping, and the girl asked him, "Why art thou weeping?" He said to her, "She has ordered me to catch her the golden hare." "Oh, oh!" cried the she dragon's daughter, "the berries are ripening now. Only her father knows how to catch such a hare as that. Nevertheless, I'll go to a rocky place I know of, and there perchance we shall be able to catch it." So they went to this rocky place together, and she said to him, "Stand over that hole, I'll go in and chase him out of the hole, and thou catch him as he comes out; but mind, whatever comes out of the hole, seize it, for it will be the golden hare." So she went and began beating up, and all at once out came a snake and hissed, and he let it go. Then she came out of the hole and said to him, "What, has nothing come out?" "Well," said he, "only a snake, and I was afraid it would bite me, so I let it go." "What hast thou done?" she said. "That was the very hare itself. Look now," said she, "I'll go in again, and if any one comes out and tells you that the golden hare is not here, don't believe it, but hold him fast." So she crept into the hole again and began to beat for game, and out came an old woman, who said to the youth, "What art thou poking about here for?" And he said to her, "For the golden hare." She said to him, "It is not here, for this is a snake's hole." And when she had said this she went away. Presently the girl also came out and said to him, "What, hast thou not got the hare? Did nothing come out then?" "No," said he, "nothing but an old woman who asked me what I was seeking, and I told her the golden hare, and she said, 'It is not here,' so I let her go." Then the girl replied, "Why didst thou not lay hold of her? For she was the very golden hare itself, and now thou never wilt catch it unless I turn myself into a hare, and thou take and lay me on the table, and give me into my mother's, the she dragon's, hands, and go away, for if she find out all about it she will tear the pair of us to pieces." So she changed herself into a hare, and he took and laid her on the table, and said to the she dragon, "There's thy hare for thee, and now let me go away." She said to him, "Very well, be off." Then he set off running, and he ran and ran as hard as he could. Soon after, the old she dragon discovered that it was not the golden hare, but her own daughter, so she set about chasing after them and destroying them both, for the daughter had made haste in the meantime to join Ivan. But as the she dragon couldn't run herself, she sent her husband, and he began chasing them, and they knew he was coming, for they felt the earth trembling beneath his tread. Then the dragon's daughter said to Ivan, "I hear him running after us. I'll turn myself into standing wheat, and thee into an old man guarding me, and if he ask thee, 'Hast thou seen a lad and a lass pass by this way?' say to him, 'Yes, they passed by this way while I was sowing this wheat.'" A little while afterwards the she dragon's husband came flying up. "Have a lad and a lass passed by this way?" said he. "Yes," replied the old man, "they have." "Was it long ago?" asked the she dragon's husband. "It was while this wheat was being sown," replied the old man. "Oh," thought the serpent, "this wheat is ready for the sickle; they couldn't have been this way yesterday." So he turned back. Then the she dragon's daughter turned herself back into a maiden, and the old man into a youth, and off they set again. But the dragon returned home, and the she dragon asked him, "What? Hast thou not caught them, or met them on the road?" "Met them? No," said he. "I did indeed pass on the road some standing wheat, and an old man watching it. I asked the old man if he had seen a lad and a lass pass by that way, and he said, 'Yes, while this wheat was being sown, but the wheat was quite ripe for the sickle, so I knew it was a long while ago, and turned back.'" "Why didst thou not tear that old man and the wheat pieces?" cried the she dragon. "It was they. Be off after them again, and mind, this time tear them to pieces without fail." So the dragon set off after them again, and they heard him coming from afar, for the earth trembled beneath him. So the damsel said to Ivan, "He's coming again, I hear him. Now I'll change myself into a monastery so old that it will be almost falling to pieces, and I'll change thee into an old black monk at the gate, and when he comes up and asks, 'Hast thou seen a lad and a lass pass this way?' say to him, 'Yes, they passed by this way when this monastery was being built.'" Soon afterwards the dragon came flying past, and asked the monk, "Hast thou seen a lad and a lass pass by this way?" "Yes," he replied, "I saw them what time the Holy Father began to build this monastery." The dragon thought to himself, "That was not yesterday. This monastery has stood 100 years if it has stood a day, and won't stand much longer either." And with that he turned him back. When he got home he said to the she dragon, his wife, "I met a black monk who serves in a monastery, and I asked him about them, and he told me that a lad and a lass had run past that way when the monastery was being built, but that was not yesterday, for the monastery is 100 years old at the very least." "Why didst thou not tear the black monk to pieces and pull down the monastery, for 'twas they? But I see I must go after them myself, thou art no good at all." So off she set, and ran, and they knew she was coming, for the earth quaked and yawned beneath her. Then the damsel said to Ivan, "I fear me 'tis all over, for she is coming herself. Look now, I'll change thee into a stream, and myself into a fish perch." Immediately after the she dragon came up and said to the perch, "Oh, oh, so thou wouldst run away from me, eh?" Then she turned herself into a pike and began chasing the perch, but every time she drew near to it the perch turned its prickly fins toward her, so that she could not catch hold of it. So she kept on chasing it, but finding she could not catch it, she tried to drink up the stream till she so much of it that she burst. Then the maiden who had become a fish said to the youth who had become a river, "Now that we are alive and not dead, go back to thy lord father and thy father's house, and see them, and kiss them all except the daughter of thy uncle, for if thou kiss that damsel thou wilt forget me, and I shall go to the land of nowhere." So he went home and greeted them all, and as he did so he thought to himself, "Why should I not greet my uncle's daughter like the rest of them? Why, they'll think me a mere pagan if I don't." So he kissed her, and the moment he did so he forgot all about the girl who had saved him. So he remained there half a year, and then bethought him of taking to himself a wife, So they betrothed him to a very pretty